Hi everyone, I'm Mark Samuel P. Baon from BS Ed Math 3A, and our topic for today is Introduction to Sets. So first, what is our objectives? At the end of this lesson, a student will be able to describe and illustrate different sets, enumerate the three ways of describing sets, and lastly, define and describe some set operations such as equivalent set, equal set, and so on. So before we proceed to our activity, first let's have unlocking words difficulty. And yung mga words na makikita nyo dito is possible na mag-appear sa mga lesson or i-discuss ko throughout the discussion. So I hope na tandaan nyo yung mga words na lalabas dito. So first is integers. Pag sinabi nating integers, these are whole number. Whole numbers, it can be negative, zero, or positive. Next one is whole number. Yung whole number naman is start from 0 to positive. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And yung counting number or natural number naman is nag-i-start sa 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So, yung pinagkaiba ng whole number is nag-i-start sa 0. Yung counting number or natural number is nag-i-start sa 1. Next is even numbers. Ang even numbers naman is 2, 4, 6, 8. Ayan, yung mga divisible by 2, ganyan, di ba? Next one is odd numbers naman are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. And lastly, perfect square. Ito naman yung mga 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. Or pwedeng 1 square, 2 square. Yan din kasi yung lalabas, mga square numbers. Now, let's move on to our activity. And this activity is what I call group the common characteristic. And yung instruction ng game na to is kailangan mo lang igrupo yung mga picture na mayroong common characteristic. And we have 3 groups dito, Group A, Group B, and Group C. And kada group is may tatlong picture dapat. So, in any order, kahit anong mauna dyan, kung ano yung nasa Group A mo, kung ano yung nasa Group B mo, or C, accepted. So, yun lang instruction, group the picture based on their common characteristic. And every group is may tatlong picture. So, let's start. So, sa group A natin, we have apple, banana, and orange. Sa group B natin, we have triangle, square, and pentagon. And sa group C natin is meron tayong pig, cow, and elephant. Ang tanong is, pwede ba natin i-group si triangle sa group A? Pwede ba natin i-group si orange sa group B? Or baka naman pwede natin i-grupo si orange sa group C? Sa tingin nyo? Hindi. Kasi, yung group A natin is set of fruits. While yung group B naman natin, set of shapes. And group C natin is set of animals. Kung ihahalo natin si triangle sa group A, hindi naman prutas yung triangle. So, therefore, hindi natin sila pwedeng ihalo sa ibang grupo. And this group or these 3 group are considered or what we call set. And pag sinabi nating set is meron silang same or common characteristic doon sa grupo na yon. So ano nga ba yung set? So set is a well-defined group of objects called elements that share a common characteristic. So sabi nga well-defined, pero ano nga ba yung well-defined group of object? Pag sinabi nating well-defined group of object, means that it is possible to determine whether an object belongs to a given set or not. Para yung kanina, alam natin na yung grupo ng mga prutas is mga prutas, yung apple, banana, and orange. Well-defined siya, which is set of fruits. Yung mga shape, triangle, square, pentagon, well-defined din siya, which is set of shapes. And lastly, we have pig, cow, and elephant na alam natin i-categorize na that is a set of animals. So, dapat well-defined group of objects siya para matawag nating set. So, paano natin masasabi pag hindi siya well-defined group of object? Example na lang natin is set of nice teacher. Kasi, pwede na sa iba yung perception nila sa nice teacher is stricto. Pwede din sa iba na ang alam nila is hindi stricto ang nice teacher, dapat mabait. So, hindi siya well-defined group of object. Then, a set name using capital letter dapat palagi. Pwede yung set A, B, C, hanggang letter Z. Basta't capital letter yon. Nagre-represent yun ng set natin, capital letter. Elements are usually represented by small letters naman. Yung nasa loob ng braces natin. Which includes nga pwede yung mga letters, numbers, words, or representations of the member of the given set. So, next naman, ito naman is parang parts or representation kung ano ba yung itsura ng isang set. And yung set na to is naka-describe siya in a way of listing method. Nakalist yung set of vowels letter, which are A, E, I, O, U nga. So, dito meron tayong letter A or capital letter A which is represent as set A. Sabi ko nga dapat palaging capital letter yung set natin. Then we have equal sign, then open bracket or sabihin din natin yung braces natin. And sa loob ng braces, doon na nakalagay yung mga elements natin. And yung elements nga natin are vowels letter which are A, E, I, O, U. And we include comma para to separate yung different elements natin na hindi magsama-sama or maghalo-halo. So, next, for the symbol of element, ganyan yung itsura niya. Parang capital letter E na parang C. Then, pagbabasahin, and if we read this sign or symbol, ang basa is an element. However, for the symbol of not an element naman, may slash yung element natin. Parang sa mga parking sign lang, pag no parking or may mga no talaga, may mga slash lang kinakabit. So, ganyan yung sign niya or symbol niya. And if we read this symbol, ang basa is not an element. So, remember, pag element is an element, pag not element is not an element. So, to better understand, magpo-provide tayo ng example. Ito. So, yung kanina example din, set A, apple, banana, and orange, which is, ito yung, ay set of fruits. So, alam natin na yung element are yung nasa loob ng mga braces natin, which are the apple, banana, and orange. Therefore, apple is an element of set A. Kasi, yung apple is prutas and naka-include siya sa set A, which is set of fruits, di ba? Banana is an element of set A. Orange is an element of set A. However, eggplant is not an element of set A. Bakit? Kasi eggplant is vegetable. It is not fruit. So, hindi siya naka-categorize sa set of fruits. Naka-categorize siya sa set of vegetable. So, hindi siya element ng set A. So, another example, we have set A is the set of primary colors. So, if we list the primary colors, these are red, blue, and yellow. Tatlo lang yan. So, alam naman natin na yung elements ng set A are red, blue, and yellow. So, therefore, yellow is an element of set A. How about orange? What do you think? So, it is not an element of set A because orange is secondary color. Para maging orange, we need to mix red and yellow. So, it is secondary color. Hindi siya primary color. So, it is not element of A. Another example is set B is the set of counting number less than 9. So, ano ba yung counting number less than 9? So, if we list the counting number less than 9, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Counting number at the same time less than 9 dapat. Hindi siya tataas sa 9. So, meaning, yung 7 is an element of set B. Naka-include siya doon sa counting number less than 9. Pasok siya. However, yung 10, sa tingin nyo, it is not kasi sumobra o nag-exceed na sa 9. 10 is not an element of B. Last example, we have set C is the set of positive even numbers. If we list the positive even numbers, masyado marami yan. So, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. Basta't positive siya, hindi siya negative. Pataas. So, 20, what do you think? It is an element or not element? It is element kasi even number siya. Wala naman sinabi na kung hanggang saan lang yung positive even number na sinabi. So, 20 is an element of set C because 20 is an even number. How about 7? Hindi. So, 7 is not an element of set C because 7 is odd number. So, next one is we will discuss 3 ways to describe a set. So, didiscuss natin yung 3 ways kung paano ba i-describe ang isang set. So, number 1 is the verbal description method. Number 2, the Rooster Notation or listing method. And number 3, the set builder notation or rule method. So, first one is the verbal description method. It is a method of describing a set in a word. So, example natin, i-describe lang naman natin yung isang set. So, example number 1, set A is the set of counting number less than 5. So, counting number at the same time less than 5 dapat yung set na yan. 1, 2, 3, 4, hanggang ganun lang yan. Then, next, set B is the set of positive multiple of 5. Positive at the same time multiple of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on. And number 3, set C is the set of mobile phones. Ililist natin yung mga mobile phones. Pwede Oppo, Vivo, and so on. So, ganun yung verbal description method. We just need to describe a set in a word. Next, number 2 is the Rooster Notation or listing method. Listing each element of the set inside the symbol braces. So, yung element is ililist lang natin doon sa braces, sa loob ng braces natin. Each distinct element is listed once. Pag sinabi natin distinct element, unique element, walang kagaya or walang katulad na element. The order of listing the element does not matter. Ibig sabihin, it doesn't matter kung ano yung mauna ako or kung ano yung mahuli. Ang mahalaga is malis mo lahat ng element doon. So, example natin dito, hindi na tayo magpapalit ng example. Gamitin na natin yung sa description method. So, set A, doon sa set A ng description method, set of counting number less than 5. So, kung ililist natin siya, magiging set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. It is counting number less than 5. Hindi siya nag-exceed sa 5. So, sabi naman natin, set B is the set of positive multiple of 5. So, kung ililist natin siya, set B is equal to 5, 10, 15, and so on. Yung tatlong dot, nagre-represent yan ng and so on, or etc. Kasi hindi naman infinite yan continuous yan. Hindi naman natin pwedeng i-list lahat ng multiple of 5 or positive multiple of 5. And yung last example natin, yung set C is the set of mobile phones. And ililist lang natin yung mobile phones. Set C is equal to Oppo, Vivo, Samsung. So, ganun lang. Tandaan nyo sa Rooster Notation or listing method, ililist mo lang lahat ng element doon sa symbol na braces sa loob nun. So, last, number 3, set builder notation or rule method. This is a method that lists the rules that determine whether an object is an element of the set rather than the actual element. So, example natin, but first, take note that the vertical line or yung vertical bar after the first X translated or read as such that. So, ang basa doon, pag nakita nyo yung vertical line doon is such that. So, same example pa rin tayo. So, number 1, set A is equal to x such that x is a counting number less than 5. So, parang nagdi-describe ka pa rin, however, meron na siyang x such that x. So, ganun lang siya. Number 2 natin, set B is equal to x such that x is a positive multiple of 5. And number 3, set C is equal to x such that x is a mobile phones. And once again, the three ways to describe a set. Number 1, the verbal description method, the Rooster Notation or listing method, and lastly, the set builder notation or rule method. So next topic natin is yung notations and symbols. So the following are notations and symbols used in sets. So first one natin is yung universal set, and yung symbol niya is capital letter U. Pag nakita nyo na yung symbol na capital letter U, it is a universal set. And universal set is a set of all possible elements of any sets. Next one is cardinality. And in this example, we have cardinality of A. Yung symbol niya is N, open and close parentheses. So, when we say cardinality, it is the number of elements in a set. So, example natin yung set A. We have set A is equal to A, E, I, O, U. So, yung cardinality of set A is 5. Bakit? Kasi set A contains 5 elements, which are A, E, I, O, U. 5 lahat ng elements natin. So, the cardinality of set A is 5. Tandaan nyo lang na yung cardinality is yung bilang ng elements doon sa set. So, next one is equivalent sets. And yung symbol niya is parang equal. However, pa-curve siya. So, when we say equivalent sets, it is a two sets that contain the same number of elements. Remember, same number of elements. So, example natin is set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yung set B naman natin is M, A, T, H. So, meaning, set A is equivalent to set B. Bakit? Kasi both sets, which set A and set B contains 4 elements. Yung number 1, 2, 3, 4 is 4 yung element, and yung set B naman natin na M, A, T, H is 4 yung element. So again, set A is equivalent to set B. Next one is equal sets, and yung symbol niya is equal sign. So when we say equal sets, it is two sets that contain the same element. Ibig sabihin, kung same element, syempre, same din yung number of elements. So example natin is set C is equal to A, E, I, O, U. And set B natin is A, E, I, O, U. Therefore, set C is equal to set D. Bakit? Yung set C and set D contain the same elements. So tandaan nyo lang, equal sets contain the same elements. Next is the null set or empty set. Yung symbol niya is parang circle na may slash or yung open and close braces or bracket. So when we say null set, it is a set with no elements. Walang elements. So example natin, usually ito talaga yung madalas natin nakikita. Set C is equal to empty set. Walang laman. Walang elements. So set C is an empty set or null set. Next one is subset. Yung symbol naman niya is parang U or letter C na may line sa baba. So, subset is every element in set A is also an element in set B. Kung ano yung meron sa set A natin is makikita natin sa set B. So, example natin is if set A is 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on, or in other words, it is even or positive even numbers. And yung set B naman natin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, or counting numbers. Therefore, yung even numbers sa set A ay makikita din natin sa set B, which is counting number. So, therefore, set A is subset of set B. Next one is not a subset. So, yung symbol niya is same with subset, however, may slash na siya. Not a subset. So, not a subset is a set A does not belong to set B. Kung ano yung element natin sa set A is hindi natin makikita sa set B. So, example natin dito, if set A is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8 is positive, even number less than 10. And yung set B naman natin is 1, 3, 5, 7. Ito naman is positive odd number less than 9. So, hindi talaga natin makikita yung even number sa set A sa set B kasi yung set B is odd numbers. Therefore, set A is not a subset of set B. Next one is union. And yung symbol niya is capital letter U. The union of two sets containing all the elements contained in either sets or both sets. So, yung union is, tandaan lang natin kung ano yung element ng set A and set B is makikita natin or nakalist sa union. So, example natin dito, if set A is equal to 3, 4, 5, 7, and yung set B naman natin is 2, 4, 5, 8, then yung A union of B is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Kung may mga nauulit na number, isang beses mo lang siyang isusulat sa union. So, remember that yung union is, ililist mo lahat ng element na meron yung set A and yung set B. Pagsasamahin mo siya sa union. Next one, yung kabaliktaran naman ng union is intersection. And yung symbol niya is baliktad na U. So, the intersection of two sets contain only the elements that are in both sets. So, pag intersection, kung ano yung meron sa set A and set B na pareho, yun yung intersection nila. So, example natin, if set A is equal to 3, 4, 5, 7, and set B natin is 2, 4, 5, 8. Therefore, A intersection of B is equal to, ano yung magkapareho dun sa dalawang set? Yung 4 at saka yung 5. So, A intersection of B is equal to 4 and 5. So, last notations and symbols natin is yung complement set. And yung symbol nyo is comma sa taas or yung raised to C. Pwede dyan sa dalawang yan. So, complement set, it is an element from a universal set, not in our set. Ito yung element na nasa universal set natin na wala sa set A. Example natin, if our universal set is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and yung set A natin is equal to 5 and 6, then, therefore, yung set A complement natin is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Kasi ito yung nasa universal set na wala sa set A natin. And for your assignment, search and read about the use of Venn diagram to represent set. Mag-advance reading na kayo about Venn diagram or use ng Venn diagram to represent a set. Is there any question about our topic for today? If there's no question, that's it. That's all for today's discussion and thank you for listening. And again, I am Mark Samuel P. Baon from BS Ed Math 3A. Thank you for listening.